Live, live, live. There we are. Now we're live. We should be live, right? All right. Kirsten, I'm sorry, sweetie. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So we finally got it. We finally got it together. We finally got it together. We have to make sure that things
You're
are
working. I get
right. And with
you get the
both of us
song.
coming in trying to get it together. But we got it. We got it. So again, guys, I am so thankful, and we haven't lost any audience. Actually, my audience has gotten bigger. I see you guys over there in all of the 230 plus countries that watch. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. You guys are always so good to me and always patient with me. I appreciate it. My IG family, I appreciate you guys so much. My Facebook Live family, definitely appreciate you guys as well. And all of our Twitch and Twitter, YouTube, and all of the other platforms that we are on. I appreciate all of you so much for tuning into the Champagne Room and all of the shows that are on GS Radio. But without further ado, I don't need to do any more talking. I want to introduce you guys to the queen of violin. Yes, she is finally here. So the next voice that you guys will hear will be that of the queen, Kirsten Stevens. Thank you so much for being here, Queen.
Hi, everybody.
There she is. There she is. You guys see her face now.
Hi, guys.
That-
How
there
are
goes
you,
those
Tanya?
hand
What
claps.
happened on?
I am well. I am well, and we're finally here. I was anticipating this interview. I just really wanted to get you on here. I know last week was you had some things to do, and that's fine. I'm like, go ahead, go make that money, do what you gotta do. I ain't got no problem with that. Yeah, but I'm so glad that you did make it on here today, and I so appreciate you for even giving me that time. Giving me your time. I really do appreciate you for that. So what we do on the Champagne Room Radio Show is we journey with the artist or anyone whoever's on here. We journey with you, and we try to we want to know how did you get to where you are now? Where is it that you started? Where did the love for music period start? And then of course we have to talk about the violin of all instruments. Why the violin? So let's first of all introduce yourself to all of the, again, 230 plus countries that are watching, and they're coming in. I see them coming in. Hey y'all, introduce yourself, and please, it's your time. This is your time.
Sure. Well, hi, everybody. Thank you, Tanya, again for making space and time for me
Absolutely.
to come on and talk. You are the first person I've talked to, first radio show I've talked to about this album. So I think this is a special
Awesome.
moment.
Oh,
And so I'm really grateful to you to having me
I'm
on and for
honored.
making the
I'm
space.
honored.
I think it's really awesome. And I hope I'll be back. So yeah, so I started playing the violin when I was 3 years old.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, I started playing when I was three. And at first it was just classical music. I grew up in Stratford, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
So I live in Jersey now, but I grew up in Connecticut. And I started playing when I was 3 years old. And then at some point I started playing in church. You always have that uncle who's a reverend, right? Everyone has
Right.
an uncle
Right.
somewhere, right? And so he was like, "You need to know the hymns." And so he taught me Amazing Grace and How Great Thou Art and Know
Mm.
Not One. I think the title of it is not Know Not One, but that's the lyric in it.
Right.
Uh it's like faithfulness, all the different hymns
Right.
he learned. And then I don't know how the performance opportunity started, but all of a sudden I started playing in church.
Mm.
And the musicians would arrange the music such that I'd have to solo, and I didn't know how to solo. And so my mom put me into a jazz camp.
Oh,
And so
okay.
I was 12 years old and I went to this sleepaway camp where we learned about the blues and
Mm.
how to improvise. And she sent me with a recording of Regina Carter. If you all see my dog
Oh,
pop in,
Regina Carter. Yes. Okay.
yeah, Regina Carter. And so I listened to that, like, because in the classical world on violin, you learn by listening, right?
Okay.
You learn, your ear gets trained and you listen to the music. And I had teachers telling me to go to sleep with the music on. And
Mm.
so I did a lot of that as a kid. So when I started learning jazz, I did the same thing. I put the music on, I'd go to sleep. So I'd
Okay.
learn it while I was sleeping.
Wow.
Um, and so I'll fast forward because this story could be real long because I'm
That's fine. That's
old
fine.
now. We still at 12, so we're so you don't
That's
hear all
fine.
that. But
You got a 2 hour show regardless. You go right ahead. Say what you about to say.
be here until 2 o'clock in the morning. But fast forward, I started competing. So I was playing jazz violin, I was playing gospel. I started competing. I did the Hal Jackson Talented Teen competition. I was Miss
Oh,
Connecticut. That,
I remember that.
yeah.
Hal
Um,
Jackson, right.
yes, yes, I did the NAACP Axos competition. And then somewhere in the middle of that, I started performing at the world famous Apollo Theater.
Okay.
And that and I was so we're up to 16 now. 16, between 16 and 18 were all these various competitions. And that's really when I started to get known. I did amateur night and then I did Showtime at the Apollo, a few
Right.
episodes.
Right.
Um, and then I went to college,
Okay.
jumping over the things. Um, came out came out with an album shortly after I graduated from school, or maybe while I was in school. And then my most recent album was actually 10 years ago. So if I
Wow.
skip all the time,
Okay.
in between that, life was lifing. There was a pandemic, there was a recession.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I got a full-time job, like just things to
Right.
kind of, make things move. So I'll fast forward the story. So the new album coming out,
Uh-huh.
which is why we're here,
Okay.
um, is called Queen Rising,
Right.
and it's with Christian McBride, who's an
Mhm.
amazing,
Mhm.
amazing, inimitable 8-time Grammy Award winning bassist and artist,
Beautiful.
um, who I befriended some years ago, and we were out at breakfast, and I said, would you be able to produce my next album?
Mm.
And he graciously accepted, and
Nice.
we started working on it. This was January of 2019. So we
Mm.
worked on it during 2019. We were just about ready to go into the studio April 2020. And
Oh,
we all know what happened in March 2020, right? The
right.
world
Yeah.
stopped. And so the album stopped. Now the interesting thing is I don't think we were ready to go into the studio in
Okay.
April 20,
Okay.
because we wrote 3 more tunes in the pandemic.
Mm.
Um, arranged more tunes, right? So what we thought we had, we ended up making that much better,
Right.
right?
Right.
So the pandemic was a blessing and a curse, in some ways. For the music, it was a blessing. And we ultimately went into the studio in April of 2021. And it took all this time to get it mixed and ready and out there. And so now we've arrived here, and the album comes out on November 3rd.
Okay.
So in a few
Okay.
weeks,
Yay.
yes. Next week, everyone on this call, I haven't even put this on my social media. So everyone who's listening in should know that the album, the first single from the album, one will get played tonight and premiered because no one's actually heard it
Uh,
publicly.
okay.
Second, yeah, so that's cool, right? Um, the
Absolutely.
first heard in the Champagne Room, right?
Yes.
And
That is
then
what's up.
we'll drop it for the world on next week. So I'm gonna stop talking because I could just, but
Beautiful, beautiful. No, 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 no. We
yeah,
need you to talk. We need you to. We need you to talk. I need to be listening because I can talk too. So I. I need to be listening. So that is so beautiful. Is there any other instrument that you have played or?
No, it's a good question. So when I was growing up, there wasn't a string program in the school system I was in.
Right.
And so I played saxophone starting in third grade because
Mm.
my dad had played saxophone. There was one in the attic. We took it to the music store. They cleaned it up for me, got me a new
Wow.
mouthpiece because I didn't want to play, a 40-year-old mouthpiece.
Right, right, right.
And so I played saxophone from uh fourth grade through senior year of high school.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Saxophone. Those are two. Aren't those two
I
hard instruments to play though? The violin and the saxophone.
know. But the violin is so much more enjoyable. I mean, no shade
Right, right,
to the
right.
saxophone players. If you were a saxophone
So
player
I
and that is your
played
ministry, well
I
then
played
God bless you. But
saxophone
it was not my
from
ministry.
uh
It really
uh
wasn't. You know,
fourth
it was too
grade
much.
through
I was just like,
senior
and it
year
was
of high
also
school.
heavy. You know, and I had
Wow.
at one point I had like
Yeah.
two
Saxophone.
violins and a saxophone.
Those are two. Aren't those two
I
hard
I was good.
instruments to
I
learn?
really,
On a
it was
violin
good
and a
for
saxophone.
an easy
But
A
the
in
violin is so
class.
much more
You know,
enjoyable. I mean, no
Okay,
coming
right,
shade
right.
to
Wait,
the
wait,
saxophone
one
players. If
second.
you were a saxophone
So
player
I
and that is your
played
ministry, well
Myself.
then
Why
God
am I
bless
hearing
you. But
us
it was not
talking
my
in the back?
ministry. It really
uh
wasn't. You know,
fourth
it was
grade
too
through
much. I was just like,
My
senior
and it
year
was
of
also
high school.
heavy. You know, and I
Wow.
had
Is
at
this
that point,
something
at one point, I
extra
had
for
Yeah.
like two
saxophone?
violins and a saxophone.
Those are
It
two.
was.
Aren't those two hard
I was good.
instruments to
I
learn
really,
on a
Need
it
your
was
violin
help,
and
good
a
Rocky?
for an
saxophone?
easy A
But the
in
violin is so
class.
much more
You know,
enjoyable. I mean, no
Okay,
coming
right,
shade
right.
to the
Wait,
saxophone player.
Okay. All right. Is it off now? I'm like, I'm hearing
It's okay.
something
I
extra going
understand.
on. All right, that's what's up. So when you started doing the like you said, I know you said you were 3 years old. Oh my God, that is really young. But they said that when you're younger, for whatever reason, you have tendency to remember more, to remember better, and to learn faster when you're younger. And is that kind of true for you? Like you learned fast when it came to the
You know, I guess so. I think there's so much of it that I don't remember because I was very young.
right.
Um, but I do think I took to it relatively immediately. You
Yeah.
know, I took to it immediately, and because I started so young, and I've taught violin students.
Oh,
I
you did.
don't teach anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I started teaching as soon as I graduated from high school. So the funny thing is that the school I went to in Stratford, that elementary school where I started playing the saxophone, they started a string program the year I graduated from high school.
Mm.
So the teacher knew that I was a violinist, and so I immediately started teaching those same kids. It's
Okay.
like I was 18. And then when I went up to college, they would come up to New Haven and study with me there. But
Wow.
all that to say that what I learned was that most of my students, if they weren't advanced by the time they got to high school,
Mm.
it was very, very difficult for them to very, very difficult for them to get to that level because once
Right.
you get to high school, you're pulled in all those different directions.
Right.
Uh, and so that became a thing. So I think what happened, not like accidentally, I was at an advanced level by the time I was in high school,
Right.
such that all the other things remained or got retained.
Okay.
But now, I mean, if I had time and I was practicing the way I used to be practicing, all things are possible.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Right now it's more like, oh gosh, I wish I had time.
Right,
But
right, right.
oh,
Wow, wow.
that works.
Because that when I first listened to your music and I'm watching you playing the violin. I love violin. I always love. I never there was never something that I wanted to actually learn how to do, but I just love the sound. So I always love violin. So and I mean I'm gonna say this because I don't know many of us or many people that look like us that plays the violin. So, it was like, wow, like that's beautiful. Like, and I told Angela, I was like, oh, I gotta have her on. I gotta have her on. Like that's just mandatory. And your picture, and I'm into photography and all of that stuff too. Who did that picture? Because that is beautiful.
Lovely. The photographer's name is Erin Patrice O'Brien.
Okay.
Uh, he is well known for taking just really incredible shots of jazz artists.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Beautiful.
Right.
That I was like, wow, I like that. That is really beautiful. He did an amazing job. I gotta say, shout out to you, Mr. Yeah.
Erin, yeah, Erin Patrice O'Brien is her name. And I'm sorry, I'm putting my phone up on the screen because I'm trying to get the link so I can post it so people
Oh.
can watch.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So it's so they can post it to they can watch it on www. Let me tell you guys too, because I want you guys to
Yep.
go to the website and say hello to all of those people from all of those different countries. I tell you guys that on my IG all the time. It's so many people from so many different countries that are watching from the website. So please go. It's www.gsradionj.com. Again, it's www.gsradionnj.com. Go to GS Radio. You guys can see it in its entirety. Hear the music uninterrupted when the music is played and everything. So I want to get into one of your songs, and that's inspired me. Is I don't know. I know you. That's not the newest one, but I love that song. So I just happened to fall in love with that one. So I was like, I like this song.
Good. That makes me feel good. Thank you.
Yes, beautiful. It's beautiful. So I was like, I have to play that. So I've definitely had to make it the MP4 on the flyer, because I was like, yeah, I have to play that. So I want to play Inspire Me. And when we're gonna play Inspire Me, and then we'll come right back. And when we come back from Inspire Me, I want to actually kind of talk to you about that album, that song, and everything too. Okay?
Love it.
All right. So you guys are tuned into the Champagne Room Radio Show with your favorite little lady. That's right. It's Tanya Champagne, and I am here with the queen of the violin herself. Yes, Kirsten Stevens is here with me, and it is definitely a blessing. And we are going to listen to Inspire Me right now.
Crazy how you chose me.
I appreciate it. I hope you guys tuned in and saw that video. If you didn't see the video, you guys have to make sure you go and see the video. It's a beautiful video. She has a new one that's gonna be coming out because she has a new album that's coming out. So this is from her Inspire Me album. You guys don't even understand what's happening right now. This is it was what may be old to her is new to a whole lot of you. Okay, so we need you guys to make sure you go and support the queen, and what it is that she has going on. Y'all know I'm real big on that, so make sure you guys go and support. Go to the website www.gsradionj.com. Make sure you guys go to the website so you guys can see us and see her, because you guys are here watching me on IG. I need you to take your other device, because I know you got more than one, and go to the website so you can see the beautiful queen. And we are back. So again, if you wasn't tuned in and you didn't know, now you do know. You're back to the Champagne Room Radio Show with your favorite little lady. That's right, Tanya Champagne, and my queen is here. And we are going to get into that whole Inspire Me thing. I want to talk about the inspiration.
Yes.
Right? Let's talk about the inspiration.
Oh my God, there's so many deep stories to what I did with that album. Okay, so what matters the most about that album is that it was an entire faith walk, right? The entire album.
Wow.
So worked on that album coming out of the recession.
Okay.
And I raised the money to do that album through Kickstarter. Remember when Kickstarter was a thing and people would raise money?
Oh my God, yes.
Right, throwback, right?
Wow.
And so I worked on that album, and at the time I wasn't sure I wanted to be a gospel artist, but I'd had a really impactful conversation with Ty Tribbett.
Okay.
And the conversation, in short, was there's more churches than there are clubs. Because we were talking about artists and going to church, because I've always sat in that space between the two.
Right.
And so the music, like musically, there was always going to be I was always going to create something in between the two spaces, right? Jazz and gospel.
Right.
So I mentioned Regina Carter earlier. It was like, and I told Israel Houghton this. I got to meet him this summer, and I told him, I was like, that album is like Israel Houghton got together and made a album with Regina Carter, like the two sounds.
I love him too. Yeah.
Right, and contemporary gospel, and then you add in like the inspiration of Kimberell and a Ty Tribbett,
Right.
and what they were doing in the music space at the time, because this is like 2010 that I was working on this.
Okay.
And you come out with Inspire Me, which was the original. Now that, back to the faith walk, I woke up, the way this album got written, I'd wake up and the melodies would be in my head when I woke up. In my basement apartment, just trying to keep things together.
Right.
And I'd wake up and I'd be wondering, are we going to raise this money? Because the way Kickstarter worked, if you don't reach your goal, you don't get the money.
Right. I remember.
And so that was meant to kind of galvanize support. But if you didn't get the support, you lost the money.
Right.
And so I was having check-ins with my dad every morning, and what do we got to do? What will we need to add to it just to make sure the money comes through? And in the middle of that faith walk, the music was coming to me, and so that's how Inspire Me was written. That's how all of them were written. You're making me go down memory lane. Remember all the tracks in the song. What I will say about that album is that it's 20 tracks deep. That album is like no one makes like albums that long these days.
Right.
And so there's a lot of covers. We've got Center of My Joy, like Richard Smallwood Suite is on there. Center of My Joy, Total Praise.
Right.
Not Richard Smallwood, but Lord, I'm Available to You, mixed with Because He Lives. We did an African version, a West African version of Because He Lives, and I think we're gonna that one a little while. And if not, that's okay. We did 'Tis So Sweet, and that's back to the hymn days. Like there was always a hymn or spiritual, but I always mix into the albums. And so that's how that album got birthed. And at the time, I was working with a lot of amazing gospel artists. I produced it with Eric Johnson, who is still in New Jersey, incredible producer, known as EJ Eric Johnson. Melissa Bell, if anyone knows Melissa Bell Bethia, She's on that album. We did Holy, Holy, Holy. I mean, because we did every
Okay.
song in the book, right? It's got 20 tracks. We did a million things.
Yes.
And it's very different from the music I'm creating now, in that that was very much a gospel a contemporary gospel instrumental album with vocals and lyrics
Right.
and um string arrangements, horns. It's beautiful, but it's a beautiful album, one of my favorite albums, uh, but was very niche.
Right. Right.
It's
Right.
still there so for everyone who's listening, you're like, well, gosh, she's talking about it so much. I want to hear more of it. You can
Right.
definitely do that. It's on all of it's on Spotify,
Mhm.
Amazon Music, everywhere you listen to music, you can find the Inspire Me album.
Yeah.
It's still there for you you could, if it's new to somebody, and that part makes me happy.
Right.
Is
Exactly.
know,
Exactly.
there are
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
walk up to me still, at the Apollo and tell me about their favorite song on the Inspire Me album. So,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. And what songs did you perform on Apollo? Because you was on
ooh,
a couple of times.
on a couple of times. So when I started, I was doing Papa Was a Rolling Stone by
Okay.
the Temptations. Um, and when I came back to I think I did Papa Was a Rolling Stone for Amateur Night. And for those who don't know, um, Amateur Night has two different shows. There's the stage show that's every
Mhm.
Wednesday, the historic Wednesday night show. And then there's Showtime at the Apollo, which is the
Right.
TV version of the stage show.
Right.
Um, and what happened was the same talent coordinators would pluck you from that show and put you in the new show, in the other show. So for both of those shows, I did Papa Was a Rolling Stone
Okay.
with Ray Chu, and then Ricky Minor. And then I came back to the Apollo a few different times. I came back to open for Barack Obama in
Ah,
2007.
did y'all
Yeah.
hear that? Did y'all
Mind you, a friend of mine who was working with the Democratic Party just was like, we need you to, play on this fundraiser we're having at the Apollo. There's this new guy who's going to be there. And I had no idea who Barack Obama was.
hear that?
No,
Uh
I didn't know.
huh.
I was just showing up. It sounded cool. And I showed up and played. Then I played Master Blaster. So those were
Mm.
like the two songs that I was well known for at the Apollo. One
Wow.
was Papa with the Rolling Stone, and the other was Master Blaster, Stevie Wonder's
Wow.
Master Blaster.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And she played for Obama, guys. You guys know she played for Obama. Y'all didn't know that,
So
did
cool.
y'all?
I
Yeah.
had no idea. And then I happened to meet him. Someone was like, do you want to, if we go now, we can meet him. We got to meet him. And after he spoke, I was like, yeah, I want to meet him too. Let's go meet him.
Right.
So we went backstage. Security at the Apollo wasn't security at the Apollo right now,
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
we
Right. Right.
went
Yeah.
backstage, and he was walking towards me and gave me a nice hug. And he
Right.
smelled like cigarettes, but in the way that it was all okay.
Right.
Like,
Right.
just like, well, maybe it was like cigar, whatever it was. It was like that and power. It smelled like cigar smoke and power and influence. And that was
It was just that awesome, right?
it was that awesome. I will never forget that moment. And then
Wow.
of course he went on to become the president of the United States.
That's
So
what's up. That's what's up. But Barack Obama is not the only I want to say, because as far as I'm concerned, although he was our president, I feel like he's a celebrity. He's just a celeb. I loved Obama, but there was other big names that I saw on in your bio. I saw Denzel Washington's name in your
and
bio. So you have to tell us. You have to tell us about the big name celebrities that you.
okay, so things have happened over different periods of time. When I was in college, I was a college student. I was gigging, which meant that I was leaving New Haven
Hmm.
and driving down or taking the train to New York for various performances.
Right.
And I was in a band called Sage, and we got the opportunity to play for Denzel Washington at a Boys and Girls Club event for Mount Vernon. Because for those of you who
Nice.
know, he's from Mount Vernon, New York. Very, very involved in the Boys and Girls Club there,
Hmm.
Boys and Girls Club of America, and we were the band that was hired to play that night for a
Okay.
fundraiser. Yeah, and we played, and he was like, and this was like not. It sounds weird, but it was totally above board. I think my parents were with me. He was like, "You guys need to come up to my room and meet me."
Oh,
And so like whole band, my parents, the managers at the time, everybody like went up to his room and like
nice.
took pictures.
Nice.
And so that's when I met Denzel Washington the first time. It was awesome. And then he liked us so much, he brought us for the Boys and Girls Club National fundraiser at the Waldorf.
Mm,
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. So we went there, and that night I met Jay-Z that night. It's one time I met
Okay, okay,
Jay-Z.
J to the
Um,
Z.
Jay-Z. I met Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
So between, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the work I do, but between violin and some of the other work I do, I've been blessed to meet a
Yes.
lot of different folks. Sometimes it's just a hi and bye.
Right,
Sometimes it's like, oh my God, here's my number. Let's get in touch.
right,
Right.
right.
And so that was the Denzel Washington. Now I'll predate myself just to say that when I was 18, I opened for Ray Charles. He was still alive.
Oh,
18.
nice.
Yes.
Wow.
And I, okay, Bailey. Sorry to dog. When am I going to get my attention? When I was 18, I opened for Ray Charles, and he shook my hand. I have the picture, when you watch the movie,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
to know people, he would feel their wrist.
Right.
I didn't appreciate what that was until I saw the film, but there's a picture of him holding my wrist,
Oh,
not my
wow.
hand, but literally feeling my wrist is the picture that we have of that moment. Uh,
Wow. Wow.
so
There, that's one of those moments.
that was one of those moments.
Yes.
I had other random moments. Oprah spoke at the Apollo, and my girlfriend was like, "Let's go to this restaurant." And I
Uh-huh.
was like, "I don't even like that restaurant." And she got me to go to the restaurant. We got to the restaurant. 30 minutes after we walk in the restaurant, Oprah walks in the restaurant.
Okay.
And we had been,
Oprah. My sister loves Oprah. Oh my God.
Oprah. It was Oprah. And I remember we were like, "What are we gonna do?" Well, we're definitely, so we ordered more food so that we could stay at our table.
Yes.
We
I'm not
stayed, we
even
ordered
hungry, but Oprah here.
we stayed at our table. I ran to my car and got the Inspire Me album because this was like 2015, maybe 2016. I ran to the car, got my album,
Uh-huh.
ran back, and our table was between her and the bathroom.
Mm.
So at some point, she gets up, she comes by our table, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, you have to come back." And she's like, "I'm coming back, don't you worry."
Oh, oh.
She comes back, someone gets excited and knocks water onto me,
Oh,
and then she
goodness.
put her hands on my shoulders, and it felt like it was the Oprah anointing. I'm like, "Oh," the smell of the water and the hand. So that
Girl.
was when I met Oprah, and I gave her my album. She said she listened to it. We'll find out one day, maybe I'll get a call to play at I don't know, the Color Purple
Right. Right.
movie. One day I
Put it
will
in
meet
the
Oprah
atmosphere. That's right.
and put it out in the atmosphere. So that was another cool meeting. So there's all kinds of folks I've met, but the ones that matter, the most are the ones that have become friends.
Right.
And I would certainly say that of Christian McBride, who
Right.
produced
Right.
the new album, the Queen Rising album, because an artist of his stature, I mean, the humbleness
Hmm.
just walks in, and the grace that he gave me to work on the album in the way that we did,
Right.
uh,
Right.
write those songs together, and then he plays bass on the whole. I didn't have to bring in another bassist. He wasn't like, "Let me play
Wow.
that song."
The
He played
whole
for,
album, nice.
I
Nice.
think, the studio for 2 days, 2 straight days in the studio,
Okay.
and then more days mixing and mastering those albums,
Mm-hmm.
that I mean those tracks. So yeah, so there's been a few. I haven't met Michelle Obama yet though.
No, I gotta meet
No.
Michelle. Oh, Michelle will love you. Michelle will
I'm
love
just
you.
like,
She's
what else should we put out in the atmosphere? Let's put Michelle Obama
that's
out.
right.
Let's
That's right. Put it in.
who else we
Speak that
finna meet?
into existence. You're
Right.
gonna see Michelle next.
Stevie Wonder.
That's right. Oh yeah, Stevie Wonder. I love Stevie Wonder.
I have not met Steve. I don't think I've met Stevie Wonder. Up until this summer, I would have told you I really want to meet Israel Houghton. I met Israel
Oh
Houghton.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I met him for the
I
first time when I actually covered the show. Prana Angela actually got me on the show to cover the show down
Okay.
at they were at Newark Symphony Hall. They did the
Is that the
I forget, what's the name of
reunion
it?
tour?
The
Is
whole concert down there at Symphony Hall in Newark recently,
Sure.
like last year, sometime.
Oh, that was another
Yeah,
concert.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
him and Hezekiah Walker, Fred Hammond, yeah, Zakari, yeah, Cortez, yeah, they all were there, and he was so sweet, and I got some good pictures, some nice pictures of them, and they smiled for me and everything from the stage. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful. But yeah, I got to cover their event. That was, oh my God. I think I probably was the only person with the camera. Just I don't know. They probably was like, that camera lady is going in. She I was dancing and singing and snapping. I mean, it was just a beautiful thing. Yeah, it really was. That's what's up, though. That's good because it's always good to be able to do what you love. And like I always tell people, when you're doing what you love and you're passionate about it, it's never work. Because you just you love it so much, so it's just never work. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing that you got to, and then you got to do this album with Chris. That's beautiful. That is beautiful for to share that with someone and to know that they believe in you, just as much as you believe in them or it's a lot with being an artist, and I can't even imagine with being a violinist. Like I don't know what you go through with that. So,
I want to shout out anyone who's listening who has struggled with imposter syndrome because you can have, as an artist, you can have even small. I feel like my accomplishments on a scale of, I don't know, 0 to Beyonce are pretty pretty small, and so it's true. It's called Queen Rising for a reason, right? Like there's an ascension happening just within me that I'm hoping to encourage in others.
right, right.
So that being said, I went into the studio and that morning I remember being like, oh my gosh, I'm going into the studio with someone who has 8 Grammys and I haven't put out an album in 10 years. You have these moments in your head where you're just like, do I deserve, am I good enough? Can I deliver on this opportunity? Because I've spoken into existence. Can I even deliver on it?
Right.
Meanwhile, God's like, don't worry about you delivering on anything.
That's right.
Let me deliver. Because when I listened to the album, I don't remember playing all those beautiful notes.
No.
Oh, you can play like that. Like I am being reintroduced to my own talent in a different way.
Yeah.
And being reminded, but it did take Christian to make me calm and to give me that confidence to say, no, it's gonna be good. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You will go in there and do what you do.
Well, that name alone, Christian. That's it.
What I mean? Right. And so that was the vibe, that was the tone that was set. And God did the rest.
Yeah.
I really would think God did the rest. Because when I listened to that album, I'm like, you played that? You played those?
Right. Wow. It is amazing because it has to be something to hear you, when you're listening to your own music, and then to watch other people's expressions and stuff like that when they're listening to your music. Does that do something for you as an artist?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it will, perhaps. That idea of, is it good enough goes very deep for artists. We think about that a lot, Isn't it? Maybe some artists don't, some artists are like, let me just put it whatever out there. There's a lot of whatever out there. But if you've done it for long, those artists that have studied and know their craft, you really take it a different way. And so it's almost a relief that it's received well, because if you're type A like me, you're just like, oh, I got that note. Oops, someone's gonna hear that note. Ooh, let me change it. Let me change that. Let me do this.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, just put the music out there, take it as one step, and then keep moving. It doesn't need to be anything. I'm looking at my artistic expression like this album isn't the penultimate album. There will be other albums after this. This might be the most important one I've done to date.
Right.
Might be my most favorite to date. Like this one, I'll listen to. I mean, I listen to this one.
Yeah.
I do. I really actually like this album.
Good,
not that the others aren't enjoyable, but I really wanted it to be likable for me. I wanted to like it, so that if no one else liked it, at least I was satisfied with what God had given me and what I had done with it.
Yeah.
So everything else right now is icing on the cake.
Nice. That's a beautiful thing. Because you with what people don't understand is when you are a creator, and you're like your own worst critic, and when something comes out like that and you like it,
Right.
it's just a totally different feel when you
Right.
you like it, because a lot of times other people I don't think that's beautiful, it's all right, but when you feel that, like, oh my god, that is beautiful, did that come from me, did I really do that, like that's something. And a lot of times it is spiritual, people don't really think that way, but it's really of God. You'll be surprised what can happen when God is in control.
Yeah.
You really be surprised what could happen. So I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You just see, like,
Oh,
okay,
you
she's doing her thing. But
Thank you.
absolutely, I want to get into another song. Did it come? Okay, for whatever reason, he's saying that he didn't get the other songs that you sent.
Well,
Okay, so we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna play a song, and we're gonna see where your songs are, because if nothing else, you might have to send it to my email if it didn't go through that one. I don't know why I didn't go through that one. Are you sure
and
it is WKDR, right? Not WKRD. It's
yes. Uh-huh.
WKDR at Gmail.
At Gmail,
GS dot WKDR at Gmail. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't come through.
WKDRGS.WKDR. Yep,
Yeah.
that's it. And I sent it two different ways. I sent it as a link. So there's two emails that
Okay.
I sent. But that's okay.
All right. Try to send it to
I'm
G.
gonna put it in the Zoom chat right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can you
That
get
will
it from
help.
the Zoom chat?
Yep, it's there.
Oh, can you download it from Zoom or no? You want her to send it to the other email? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go to a break. In the meantime, send it to my GS Radio Newark
Okay.
2019 at Gmail. So it's GS Radio Newark
Yep.
2019 at
Okay.
Gmail. Send it to that one, and let me see if it comes through there. I don't know why it didn't come through the other one, but we're gonna see if it comes through there. We're gonna play a song. Did I give you "Tis So Sweet"? Okay, and she said don't play that other one, so don't play that other one.
I mean, if you really like it, you
All right.
can.
We're gonna play. All right, we're gonna play something, and give us a minute. We'll be right back, guys. IG will be right back. All of you in all of those 230 plus countries, we'll be right back. I'm gonna play a song for you. We're gonna get the her music right, because we need to play her music. I need her music played. Okay, I need her music played. So give us a minute. It's your favorite little lady, Tanya Champagne. I'll be back. You are tuned into the Champagne Room Radio Show. We'll be right back.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world.
Okay. We are back. We got that song down. Now, Kirsten, we do have the song. And it's just the one song, right? Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yep, I was talking and I was on mute. Yes. Yeah,
That's
it's the
fine.
one
And it's just
song.
the one song, right?
Yeah, you want me
Okay.
to tee up the song, and you want to play it, and then I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, we're gonna play it right now. You want to introduce it? You introduce the song.
Alrighty. So for everyone who's listening, this is a song we call "Release the Grace." It's featuring Christian McBride on bass, me on violin. It is you'll hear it pays homage to a great R&B soul legend we know as Luther Vandross.
Okay.
And take it away. And this is the first time it's been played publicly, other than in my house and in the mixing studio. So you heard it in the Champagne Room first.
We get the exclusives up in here. That's right. Let's go. about that? What y'all know? What y'all know? Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. They don't know, Kirsten. Where you at?
I'm here. I'm here.
They don't know. I'm trying to teach y'all some stuff. Y'all do not know. Y'all just don't know. Did y'all hear the violin?
Tanya, I
on
can't
that?
hear you that well.
Oh, can you hear me better?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
better.
there we go. Did you guys hear me? Do you guys? Oh, I know you guys can hear me, but did you guys hear the song? That's what I want to know. Did you guys hear the song? If you guys better be on that website listening to this music. I'm telling you, you have to be on the website listening to the music. That was a beautiful. I was in here grooving. I was like, okay, wait, that sounds sexy. Can I say that sounds sexy? Was that supposed? Okay, that's Luther. I could say it sounds sexy, right? I don't. I
used to-
gotta ask Kirsten. Let me ask her. I don't know. No, that was beautiful.
You.
That was beautiful. Wow, guys. And you heard it here first on the Champagne Room Radio Show. That's right. Y'all heard it here first. Stop playing. That was really, really. Yes, we had to drop bombs over
That will drop to the world on October 25th. So this Wednesday.
there. Okay.
That will
This
drop
Wednesday,
every
guys, the album drops. You guys need to make sure you guys go and cop that. Go download it. Don't go look for no free streams. I need you guys to go purchase that, okay? I need y'all to go purchase that. Go purchase that album. It's gonna be on all the media platforms, right? All of
all the
those.
media platforms. It'll be
Okay.
Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, all the things. Even Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
Beautiful.
And this is the single. The full album drops in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today.
Okay,
So-
okay,
so
okay.
that's
So
the
go
thing.
get the single. Go get the single. That's all y'all need for now. Because once
You know,
the album drops, that's gonna be something different. I already know. If the single
already
sound like
know.
that, I know what the album sound like.
It's different. I told you it's different from Inspire Me, but different in a good way. And they're both just as amazing. But this one is
Right, right.
has a little zing.
Wow, yes, that was beautiful. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay, I gotta
Yeah.
remember I'm on the I gotta remember I'm on the air and all of that. Yeah, gotta remember.
You know,
Gotta remember.
and I will say, you know, it samples Luther Vandross's "Never Too Much."
Right,
And
right.
when I first came up with that, you know, I was just in the house, standing on my stairs, like, "Oh, this would be cool, right?"
Uh-huh.
When we went to do the licensing, the licensor said, "Well, you know, the Luther Vandross estate never really approves use of his music." And I said, "Oh, they don't." Well, I didn't know. Meanwhile, we spent the money, we recorded the song, we done mixed the song, you know,
Right.
it's about ready. I'm just kind of doing my due diligence, making sure all the I's are dotted and the T's crossed.
Right.
So, you know, it's likely we won't get the permission for you to put out this song.
Uh-huh.
I said, "All right, well, you talking to the wrong one. You say
Hey.
no, I'm okay, we got it now.
That's
now
right.
we got it." And lo and behold, we put this song out. We sent it for approval, and they came back and they said, "Absolutely."
That's
Put this-
what's up.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ever tell somebody what God can do.
That's
because
right. That's
that-
right.
that
That's
was
right.
under my own hands. I did not know going in. I thought the song was cool, had an idea,
Right.
you know, and so we let it rip. But yeah. So that song in and of itself is a testament to
Beautiful.
to many things because
Yeah. That's it. Don't tell me what I can't do. You know, as long as that's right. As long as God is in it. That's what people don't understand. I'm like, you can't tell me that. No, what you mean? No.
sometimes I take that as a cue. Sometimes the suggestion of denial is permission to move forward.
Yep.
Saying like as soon as you hear, "Oh well, I don't know if that's really," "Oh, okay, well, I believe."
Mm-hmm.
That's that moment where the belief comes in the gap, and then you just move forward.
That's right.
But usually, when someone has that doubt or tells me no when I know it's a yes,
Yeah.
that's literally the button that says, "Okay, keep moving forward."
That's right. That's
You know?
right. That's
Because-
right. That's right. That's what you do. You just put a fire under me. What do you mean? Okay, well, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. That's
Exactly.
right. That is beautiful though. That was really beautiful. I'm like, okay, I like it. I can't wait to hear the rest of the album. I really can't wait to hear the rest of the album. And like I said, you guys know, all of you guys on my IG. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, come on in. I see you. Hey, come on in. And y'all know I like for you guys to go to the website. I love you guys here with me, but y'all know I love you guys to go to the website as
Yeah.
well. Because you know, you go to the website and say hello to all of the other people that are not from here, that might not be on my IG, that you guys, you know, here in the United States don't even know exists. There are plenty more people on the website from other countries that you guys can say hello to and start chats with and all of that good stuff. I think you guys need to start doing that because you know y'all get spoiled when y'all here with me, but you know it's okay. I understand. I'm gonna I'm gonna continue. We're gonna continue on with this interview because I want to ask you, how do you when you come up with your I know you get certain inspirations from you know from different things, but when you come up with the music and you say this is what I want to do, this is how I want it to sound, this is how, are you the one that's literally coming up with the way you want it to sound, how you want it to go, like you do all of that, right?
Yeah, I do all of that. So as a violin player, my musical composition process, if you will,
Right.
is very melody driven.
Okay.
It's either the top or the bottom, but never the middle, if that makes sense. So I either hear a melody and I'm moving that melody across the chords and figuring out what works, or I hear the bass line.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll hear something that I think is cool on the violin, but it's really cool in the bass, which is interesting in that that's how my brain works. And then that's who ended up being my producer, right? A bassist.
Right.
And that's the way I hear the music. And so in some of these songs, I heard the melody and I said, oh, what was that? Like, we don't have all the songs up, but there's a song, the album is called Queen Rising. There's a track, a title track, titled Queen Rising.
Right.
And I just had this melody in my head. And for all of that, you can hear the chord changes.
Mm.
Right? So I played that for Christian. He said, well, maybe this chord, maybe that chord, maybe we'll do this, maybe do that. And so the two of us, once we had that as the skeleton, would then fill in the rest of the body, if you
Okay.
will.
Okay. Okay.
Process. And that was for the originals. For the covers, it was more like, how do we honor the song, but how do we funk it up? That was if that was the approach, that's what we did. How do we
Right.
honor the song, but then how do we funk it up?
Right.
And each of those songs is on there. I can talk a little bit about the tracks that are on the album for those who are listening. So where do I start? So there's the originals, but then there's 3 covers.
Okay.
Fantasy by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mm.
Because I was pretty certain I hadn't heard the jazz violinist do it yet. Right? And also I grew up listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire, loving Earth, Wind, and Fire. There was one night in college, I was listening to one of their live albums, and the internet was still kind of new, but I went on and found the saxophonist. I can't remember his name now. Found him, emailed him from his website. Do you know he called me 2 hours later?
What?
I'm a kid sitting in my dorm room. I freaked. I will never forget that. And he was like, anytime you're in LA, you know, come out. And it was the coolest thing, you know, just to like be able to do a call like that. So long story short, my father loves Earth, Wind, and Fire and Fantasy, and so that song is really on the album to surprise him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we did Donny Hathaway's "Someday We'll All Be Free."
Oh, that's my song.
Yes, because that song got me through the early days of the pandemic.
Right. Okay.
So that song, I really wanted to just do that. It was just in my heart to do it. And so we did a beautiful rendition of that. It really it brings tears to my eyes. So I'd like to see what it does for others.
Wow.
You know,
Yes, that has to be beautiful. That is my song. Yeah, I can't wait. See, you got me now. You really got me like what?
now it's coming. It's coming. And then the last thing I'll say is that I wanted to do something that came out in the last 5 years maybe.
Okay.
Other than my own originals, I was like, okay, how can I just give a dash to the fact that I am, like, at least in my head, a young, hip, cool individual who isn't only the songs that came out in the 60s.
Definitely hip.
You know, I'm trying. I am trying. My attempt at being cool was doing a bass and violin duet
uh,
of of hers best part. So her and Daniel Caesar,
okay.
that song called Best Part. We from I think it's from hers. She made it famous on her first album. But that's my R&B, my contemporary new age R&B contribution
Okay.
to the and so the album ends with that. But it's really cool because you know you're used to hearing Daniel Caesar and her sing that together,
Mm-hmm.
violin and bass,
Wow.
really removed. So for the all the instrumentation on the album, that last song is just like snaps and violin and bass, and it's really
Wow.
so
Wow,
yeah.
that's gonna be. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. I know sometimes I don't know. Violins sometimes sound like singing to me.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's singing. You know.
Yeah, yeah. And I am vocalist. I would say like a good vocalist craze. Like I love a good vocalist because I'm my ear is more melodic, right? So I gravitate towards the instruments, and we'll call the voice an instrument that carry the vocal lines, the melodic lines in the
Right.
music.
Right.
Melody. So I love, a Lettucey, like the singers.
Right.
Lettucey
Right.
and
Right.
Taylor
Cause you
Hathaway.
sing too, right? Don't you sing?
I don't sing. I don't know. I
No.
probably have a
When you
singer
was
in here.
just telling me the melody for the song, you sounded like a singer to me. I don't.
I'm good at sounding like a singer. I sound like a singer, but I'm so trained on violin. One day, maybe the next album, I'll get it together, get some vocal coaching, and then we'll see if this voice comes up and out. But
Okay,
I do.
okay. I thought you said. I thought you were singing already. As like I said, you
I'm
was
singing on the level of I ain't got two notes
got
coming out
some
my
notes
throat
going on.
at the same time, like Taylor Hathaway. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not there. Um, but I do. I'm a big fan of like just incredible vocalists. For
Yeah.
those of you listening, I mean, he's not on here, but Peter Collins. If you haven't heard of Peter
Mm,
Collins, I would very much suggest you go and find out because
yeah.
there's just some vocals that just take you there, and he is one. There's like the ones that you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ones that are a little bit more underground, grassroots, but are still like just offering amazing music to the world, and he's one of
Yeah.
them. So
Oh, wow. Wow. That's serious. I love that song that we just heard, but now you really have me like, okay, I gotta wait until the song comes. I gotta wait until the album comes out. But I'm definitely gonna get it because I can just it's just something about music, period. If the right song just puts me in a certain, you know, I don't know. I get these different feelings from different songs. So when a
right,
song could kind of put me in the like, I just want to, that's the kind of music that I really want. Because sometimes I just want to relax. I just want to just let it all hang out. Not all of it, but some of it.
right, right, and
I
just
just want to and it's just certain music, and that Luther Vandross thing that you did. I'm like, okay, I gotta remember first of all that I got people watching me, so I'm only gonna do this. But I don't know. I want to get up and really move, But I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Again, I am so proud of you and all of the things, all of your accomplishments, all the things that you've done. I feel like I've known you for forever, but
oh,
and it's just a beautiful thing that you were able to actually come on and be here and just pour into my audience, because that's what I call it. I call it,
yeah.
When people come onto my show, I call it whatever it is that you're doing, you're pouring it into my audience, and that's a beautiful thing. So I definitely appreciate you, coming on and doing all of that. Your music, not just your music, but just you as a person. I really do appreciate you being here.
Oh, well, it's been my pleasure, and thank you for making the space and the time for me. I told you it's zero to Beyonce.
Yeah.
If it's Beyonce, I'm somewhere over here now. I'm on a Beyonce track. We
That's
ain't
right.
right. No, I need to meet her too. But like we're on that train, so I
Yeah.
appreciate the space for me because it really means a lot, and it's a step in all the directions that I need to take. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I want you, if you know, if you can, you know, again with the pouring in to my audience, I like for you to drop a jewel, give the, you know, some motivation, you know, anything that you can give anybody that may aspire to be a violinist or any type of musician, you know, or just someone that's on that road. If you can just, you know, drop some jewels for me.
So, okay, so a few different jewels for the way. For the musicians out there who are listening, you are enough. You have enough for every dream that you've got. And I have to believe that, and you have to believe that too, because that's the difference between those who are out there and known and those of us who are super talented in our rooms, right? And so believe that you've got everything you need to be everything you want to be, and believe that what you don't, maybe what you feel like you don't have, will show up along the journey.
Absolutely.
So I'll say that, and that applies to musicians, but it really just applies to anyone out there who has a dream that's tugging on your heart. And you know it's tugging on your heart because every time you wake up, every time you hear a sermon, you hear the same message. You're like, wow, I keep hearing the same message, God. What are you trying to tell me? Meanwhile, it's requiring you to take a big leap. And I'm saying that as someone who's still wrestling with the things that scare me and the decisions and the things I've heard God tell me to do. And I'm just like, but how, God, how?
Yeah.
And so I'm technically preaching to myself as I say this, but just encouraging you to take that leap. If you like, take that leap of faith. You hear it, trust it, do it. And that is exactly what I'm trying to tell myself. Hear it, trust it, do it. So.
Absolutely. Beautiful. That's beautiful.
We can't hear you again though, Tanya.
Okay, I'm back in.
Okay, we got you.
Yeah, just it's this microphone. Like I can't, if I talk over here, you don't really. I got the kid like up on the microphone. You know, it's like I need to kiss it for you to hear me. So, but no, I definitely appreciate that, and you know, it's those kind of motivational things, you know, those types of things that you said that actually helps people more than they know, you know, just hearing that from someone like you know, or you know, hearing that from anyone that maybe just, you know, may step foot on this platform, you know, is I've always felt like, you know, again with pouring into, and it's like sowing a seed, you know, and I love for anyone to pour into my audience, the people that are watching and people that are listening, you know, because you never know who needs to hear it, you know, you never know just at that moment, you know, at this moment who might have needed to hear what you just now said. So I thank you, and thank you again and again and again. And I want to so what time is it, because I was supposed to do tickets tonight and all kinds of stuff. I ain't do nothing I'm supposed to do. We was just really trying to get it together. But the tickets are actually for a Valentine's Day comedy show at NJ and that's actually Valentine's Day in February. So I can actually do it next week. I could do them next week maybe. You know, so you guys will be all right until next week, right? I'll be all right until next week. Yeah, I'll do them next week because we don't really have a whole lot of time. So we're gonna stop at 10, right? Okay. So we, huh? No, he not in a rush. I just realized what he said.
Tanya, that for those who are watching and want to stay in touch with me, want to hear the music when it comes out or right before it comes out, I have a lot of work to do. You know, I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do a little preview for folks before it actually drops.
Okay.
My Instagram is Kirsten Stevens, all E's. Every vowel is an E. There's no I's. You know, it's KERSTENSTEVENS. So Kirsten Stevens. That's KirstenStevens.com. Kirsten Stevens on Instagram. Kirsten Stevens on Facebook. Everywhere you want to find me, you can find me. I would love for you all to go and follow or go and subscribe on the website. That way you stay up to date. You'll get all the information when the music comes out. And then next time we see each other, hopefully it'll be with me, with Stevie, me with maybe I'll rock again. me with Beyonce, something, whatever it is,
Yes.
all come into agreement, and big things are coming and happening. And I'm so excited about what's next.
That's right. That's right. And I believe that. And we are all going to stand in the gap for that. We're going to stand in the gap with her for that. We're going to pray with her and for her so that we can see those things coming to fruition, and y'all can see me at the Grammys when she getting her awards. So I'll be there because I'm going, because she's going to send me a ticket, and
Oh,
I'm putting that in the atmosphere.
you're on the track when you got an entourage now. Yeah. Entourage, we need people. We need bodies.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So we gonna put that in the atmosphere too. All up in the environment. God, you hear us. That's right. So it's again. It was just a beautiful thing. I'm so happy that you were able to be here. I guess we are gonna do the tickets sheet. I guess. I don't know if we should do tickets for you guys tonight, because. All right, maybe, because y'all was kind of good tonight, just waiting. Y'all was waiting patiently and all of that. So maybe I should do tickets, because y'all kind of spoiled like that. So, all right. So this is what we're going to do. I want you guys to call area code 201-759-2421. Again, that number is 201-759-2421. There are 2 shows on that evening. I'm only going to do 1 set of tickets for 1 show. 1 set of tickets for 1 show, and then I'll do another set of tickets on my next show. So that's what I'm going to do. So if you guys want to win the tickets to the Valentine's Day show with Bruce, who else is it? Capone, Bill Bellamy, what's her name? Funny lady, I forget her name. Lonell, I want to say, something with an L, with the short hair. Yeah, with the kind of heavy set. Her, I love her. She is so funny. She's gonna also be there. So it's gonna be a couple of different comedians in the building with Bill Bellamy. This is an annual thing. This will be actually the second event that I've actually covered via Prana Marketing. And I gotta say a big shout out to Prana Marketing. Big shout out to Angela Thomas, who actually got me this interview with Kirsten. I love the fact that she even thought about me and helped me to make this happen with me and the Queen. I really appreciate you, Angela. I really do. So I got to shout you out. Got to shout out Prana Marketing, our media partners. She's the one who actually is instrumental in getting us the giveaways, the tickets for that we're able to give away here on the Champagne Room Radio Show here at GS Radio. So I so appreciate Prana Marketing and Media. I really do. So if you guys don't know who they are, they take care. They do NJ Pack, other shows as well. They have a PR thing going on and all of that. So yeah. Anyway, so I had to say shout outs to that. So if you guys want, again, just text. Oh, you guys got to text something, because I got to tell them to text something, huh? Okay, just text I love you, because I think that's just cute. Just text I love you. Text I love you to area code 201-759-2421. Again, I love you. Text I love you to 201-759-2421. And if you know you cannot make the show, please don't call, don't text. Okay, we need people that are going to be able to be there and literally are able to make the show. Okay, so if you know that you can't, please don't text. All right, so that's what we're doing. I got the phone right here in front of me, so if you text, I will see it and we'll see who wins. All right, so I'm only going to wait for maybe a good 5 minutes, and then I'm going to get off of this. In the meantime, we are going to we planned it now. We'll be back. IG Live too. So she's right there, guys. Look above, go up, scroll up. She's right there. Follow her, follow her, follow her. Okay? All right. So we're gonna go. We're gonna leave. We're gonna go off. We're gonna go out. Anybody who texts me, I'm going to text you back so you'll know that you won, and I will announce the winner on next week's show. How about that? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so we are going to be out of here. And Kirsten, again, thank you so much, my love. I so appreciate you being here, beautiful. And clap, 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 claps. And yeah. So you guys watch out for the Champagne Room coming next week again at this time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I will see you guys then. There she is. There she is. She's saying bye to everyone. We want you to say bye to everybody, Kirsten. When you say your byes, your waves. Yeah. So we are definitely. There she goes, guys. Thanks so much for being here, Queen. I appreciate you. I'll stay in touch and we'll talk soon. All right? Love you, love you, love you. I'm out of here, guys. I love y'all. Gotta go right now. It's been real. You already know. It's your favorite little lady, Tanya.